going to run the lanes. I'm assuming it's just a safe lane draw, a Viper in mid, and a Batrider off lane. I haven't really touched upon complexity just yet, mainly because everything they're doing is rather obvious. Right? There's nothing really out of the box as far as this goes. The only thing which they were kind of forced into is just going to be... Actually, they weren't even forced into it because the Rubik wasn't banned out, but they picked up a Bane nonetheless. Because the Bane, Nightmare, and Fiend script, the Nightmare's a great way of stopping the Lycan from running, but the Wolves can also just take that off rather quickly. And the Fiend script, something you got to stand and deliver when you're going up against such big burst damage and a wall of heroes that just moves forward, which is the EG lineup. So I'm not quite sure he's really going to get that off. And he's also got the potential of, well, I know, denials and stuff like that, unless he's thinking enfeeble onto the safe lane heroes. And if he's going to do that, that's going to be leveled up at the first level. And later on, it doesn't do as much, unless the Bane's able to get a lot of levels rather quickly. Alright, so off we go. I think we're getting a little bit of a lag spike like we were having earlier today. Just double checking. Looks like we're okay for now. Just a little bit of frame rate loss. Gotta thank Volvo for all of that. That's what I was testing before over on the computer. It was happening during China earlier today. But I know it's happening across the board. There's been a lot of Reddit posts about it too. That Dota 2 is causing some of this. So, Batrider just coming down to put a nice early observer ward. He used his Firefly to get in and out, so he wouldn't get scouted out. But the pings are still coming up. That's actually coming from Joe Ranger. I think Mumito is getting a little annoyed about this because they've put 2 wards, watching basically I'm not going to say the same location, but they're watching any kind of movement coming from EG out of the jungle. They put one over on the side, but it's a little bit further up, so the vision is still rather restricted around here. But it's meant to mean the Batrider will know if anyone's trying to sit on basically the left-hand side of this tree hedge. That's not good. That's not good at all. Need 10 to 15 minutes. This looks like we're having some problems for the EG lineup. As well, actually, we will have a disconnect out from PPD, so yeah, we might just sit here inside the pause for the moment, which means we'll go to a short break. We'll be coming back up here in a moment. We'll do a fresh restart for our VOD, but we'll need another 10 to 15 minutes. So not part of the plan, but we'll see if we can deal with it. So we'll be back in a couple of moments' time for EG versus Complexity, game number 1 of the best of 3. So I've just been informed there's some DDoS problems coming out right now against PBD. So he is shifting locations and taking care of some stuff, so hopefully this will sort out the problem. So well done to those people that seem to hate EG so much they want to DDoS them every single time. Because this is a very big best of 3 series, considering the winner of this qualifies for ESL 1 New York, so we'll be having a 10 to 15 minute break.
The battle begins.
Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the ESL 1. It is Evil Geniuses going up against some complexity. Game number 1. Let's go straight into it. For all those people out there that always just wish we could skip the drafting part of the VOD, congratulations! This has now happened for you. We had some problems with Evil Geniuses. PPD was currently being DDoSed. Hopefully this is now over, as he has changed certain things, and we should be free to start our game. So let's get our bearings for where we're running each lane, as I'm just going to appreciate the ironicness of this middle lane. It's ArteezyRazor going up against a movemeter middle lane. Ironic because this is basically Arteezy's lane. This is what happened when DroRanger first started to reappear back into the scene. He was that middle lane kind of player. While on bottom lane, we'll have Fear as the Lycan, we'll have Zai as the Wraith King, and PPD as the Shadow Shaman, now looking for just a little bit of Ether Shock harassment into Limp, who will be the off-lane Bat Rider. Into our jungle, we have the Bane. Is he preparing stacks or doing anything? Nope. Movement is losing all of his damage. This is like the worst potential lane for him. He's never going to get any kind of CS. Arteezy's getting buffed up. In fact, maybe Limp, he's okay here. Fear can't really do much about this, but it's hard enough attacking with DroRanger's animation. But when you're walking around with negative 28 damage in your hero as well, this does not make for a pretty time for you. That's why it's 0-0 up against a 5-5 Arteezy. He has a wonderful Razor, and it should dominate this middle lane. Meanwhile, on the off lane, it's an off lane Alchemist universe. So Acid Spray as well as Concoction, his primary job will be to level up that Acid Spray, stack up the Ancient area around here, and then just start farming it with 2 to 3 levels up in Acid Spray. So basically the same kind of thing as you do with the off-lane Alchemist as well. So up to the top lane, we look through our last heroes for complexity. It'll be the Viper being played up by a Swindle Melons, and then puts Riser onto the Bane, and then last but not least, will be as the Visage. And that's 2 minutes now into our game. And Fear, free farm for him on this bottom lane, really. A 10 for 7. It's the same thing for the Viper. It's the same thing for, and same thing for the Razor. For Bat Rider. Luckily, he's still got half of this Firefly left, but he's trying to Firefly up the Radiant Creep Wave and hope to get the camp as well. But it's a set of Mud Golems, so Firefly has a 0 effect on this lane. On those Mud Golems. Zai continues to have fun in that middle lane. They're spamming the crap out of Fear's Howl. What's he managed to pick up? He's going straight Vlads. I was wondering what he would actually try and select in this game. If you go Vlads, then obviously you're going to be looking to push in a lot earlier. But I thought for a moment he'd just go like normal treads or maybe a bit more of a fighter's build, so he can get it nice and close. Something along the lines of like Medallion and Armlet for the Lycan. But it seems to go a little bit more classic. Considering there's no Ancient Apparition on the field for once, it's kind of nice for a Lycan to walk around and not have to worry too much about like lack of regeneration or lack of heal. Zai's waiting to gank up the middle lane. The smoke's about to wear off, and PPD. They're both going to come in vision now, this Observable on the bottom. But they have been keeping Moonmeter off the lane. He's 3 for 1 up against a 16-10 Razor. And with the third level coming up in Plasma Field in just a moment, you already saw the little harassment damage which Razor was capable of dishing out with just level 2 Plasma Field. So they're statically to push him back again. Force him away from the lane. The Howl damage, Plasma Field, taking away 1/3 of his life point with 1 Plasma Field. With the bottle also on the way to Arteezy, this is going to get worse and worse as time goes on. And yes, Arteezy is actually listed as Allison again. Don't ask me why. I'm guessing he changed it all back. And Moonmeter. I don't know how he's meant to survive in this lane. He's bringing tangos out to himself, but he needed a salve. He actually needed a salve, but then still have tangos left over. Bane moving up towards the top lane, looking for a kill on Universe. There is a haster on the Visage in that Universe. Well, just TP's out. A double Concoction stun. Hilarious thing is too with a Viper, he's just capable of sitting there doing nothing else. All the Plasma Field damage! Enough! No! 31 life points! And Allison, that's easy, backing himself up. 2 sticky napalm onto him, but Moonmeter got a 73 life points at one stage there too. Be a little bit more careful. Oh! Arteezy's pushing the envelope. He needs this ball to come back. He's only got 1 shared tango left as far as consumables go. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, 29 for 13 on a Lycan up to level 5 already. 5 minutes into the game. And Universe has managed to find 4 levels of his offlane. Where the Batrider, also 4 levels. Like stacking up the camp, so he'll come over here and farm this up in a moment. How long are we looking until that blink dagger? 760. If he goes directly into it with no track calls, then okay, he actually does want a bottle as well. It's going to take him a little bit longer. We're looking about 11-12 minutes in before we'll have that. Universe is not wanting to let this top lane have an easy time. Now he's got his Soul Ring up and running. And 4.5 levels means he'll have Chemical Rage up shortly. And that'll cause more problems. This Draw Ranger still hasn't hit double digits for CS. Arteezy's been 100% on top of these tonight. I hate to think what this experience is looking like. Actually, not as bad as I thought it would be. Only sitting around 400. The gold, on the other hand, now that's a completely different kettle of fish. 1,500, the advantage for Evil Geniuses. So, Lycan. Looking at pushing out the bottom lane. And for the guy in the chat who was like, you should be going Vlad's, easy answer is, you've got a Wraith King on your field. So you don't always need to be able to have your life steal over inside the Lycan. You can save your money and go into a more combative item. Because you've already got your life steal you're searching for. And normally the Vladimir's offering is a really great kind of thing. For one, keeping your wolves alive, but two, going for a very early Roshan. So you're able to get the best of both worlds by going for Medallion early. Hence the reason why I was suggesting it. Tier 1 tower on the bottom lane is destroyed though, so Lycan 2 will be able to buy whatever he wants. And this Wraith King's about to crack level 4. Notice too he's got an extra point up in the stats. It's just making sure he's got a mana pool that he can fire off 2 Hellfire Blasts. And the push just keeps coming. Fear summons up a new set of Artour, as well as Howling Up. That's his last of the mana pool. As well, we obviously got Bane coming down to this bottom lane. They'll have to have mass TPs if they're going to try and find themselves a kill. Wolf turn around, take the Nightmare off Zai. He's going to get the stun and then just TP's out. There's no flame break, but it will be the first blood actually spilled. Would you believe, while the Wraith King's dying, the Draw Ranger goes to Arteezy in the middle lane, but only a fraction of a second did he win on that first blood race. Only a fraction of a second. Arteezy by the skin of his teeth. It looks like we're going regular Arteezy solo mid style. It's going to be a hand of Midas coming the way of that Razor. Why is the Freak being a little bit more cautious, backing up past his tier 1 tower. And Moon Meter again. 1 Plasma Field drops him by almost half of his life points. Up to level 4 now. And it looks like we're actually going to bypass this. We go a Wraith Band, don't go to a Ring of Aquila just yet. Unless he's also going to purchase that up on the courier. Nope, we're going to go for a drum build for Arteezy. Needs a little bit more farm before he's actually got the money for it, but I'll say a little bit. He basically needs to get these last 2 hits, and he's got it. Yep, there you go. I only needed 1. But the courier's coming out with a Bracer. I think that's a little bit of Miss Micro coming out from him. But the Observer Ward, actually there is one for the Radiant side up on the hill as well, so they are watching that Visage moving. But Arteezy's going to bottle up the regeneration rune. Pick up that Ironwood branch of his. So he wanted the Bracer as early as he possibly could. Looks like a smoke movement from EG. Zion PPD. The question is, do they want to find someone inside the jungle? The Batrider's probably going to be the easiest one to get, especially when he's fireflied up like this. But the smoke's going to break, and he instantly has to go west. If you weren't going to catch up to him, but they catch up to the Visage. There's still Plasma Field available, and with the Draw Ranger coming in, this is a big problem for moving. There's stolen damage, 84 points of it. Inside Arteezy, PPD, he gets killed off by the Viper. The Lasso trying to drag Arteezy up. They're slowing and cutting him up. Plasma Field damage, 3 seconds away. Not enough for Arteezy. He's going to go down to the Viper with a tick. And EG not finding the greatest trade in the world. They're still fear-free farming on the bottom lane, and you're getting now the same for Universe up on the top lane. So a lot of distraction coming the way of Complexity, but they still now pull up 3 kills.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I love how the guy who's now arguing in the chat is called Never Let Go. So obviously, I will let it go before you never do. Middle lane, there's more support coming back now. It's a long TP time for Arteezy to return, but he comes in now with Noga Club. So really very little to no net worth being lost there. He already hit 3,000 in 9 minutes, but they gave over some nice experience back again. The way of Complexity. But right now, money is the most important thing for Complexity. They need this Batrider to have his Blink Dagger up and running. And he's up and running before Arteezy finishes a BKB. That's a trip stack now of Ancients. I think it's a little bit too early to try and farm it up with the Acid Spray. But Universe needs to get back up to the top lane. There's experience to be gained. Are they grouping up for a smoke? Yep, and that's what the first ping was for. So Razor and Z-Freak's gonna look for an opening. Heading down south towards Zai. He's trying to get himself up to his reincarnation. This is one of those points where you don't want to actually level up your reincarnation because of Fiend Script. Well, Bane's already level 6. TP support. He can come in. There's already the sun. He's going to get the stun off, but the DPS is really just not there from a right-clicking Visage, even with the Dro Ranger aura. That's only level 2, and a Dro Ranger only sitting at level 8 as well. That net worth really, really low for that mid-solo Dro.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
PBD's trying to find his level 6. So Ichi's trying to just trying to give their supports a little bit more space. They can do that when you got this Vlad's over on the line, but he can just sit over the jungle. He's already gone. He actually did go to Hand of Mines as well. And Arteezy gonna be gusted back. The static link lineup remains even if you do get silenced.
Dire's middle tower.
And now he's gonna push all this damage with fear into the tier 1 tower in the mid. Pushing complexity back into a corner. And with the DD rune activated as well, he'll do some chip damage into this mid tower. With the plasma field already, he mops up the creep wave rather quickly, being very over-aggressive in the face of complexity. And a blink dagger up for Universe. So this is a way for him to initiate, especially when Viper comes down this far.
Tower is under attack.
And that was an open invitation for just a blinking concoction. But at the same time, I think Universe also realized the Shadow Shaman is the damage output he's requiring. Also, the Blink Dagger's back in base. He doesn't have it just yet. Arteezy will TP up towards the top lane, dealing 84 points of damage, pumping most of it into that Bat Rider. With the Plasma Field as well, but the Sticky Napalm at 2 levels on him. Wait, what? Computer? Computer? Computer! Stop it! Okay, this is a new one. We'll battle up against the computer as Arteezy gonna get dragged in at the moment. Up towards the high ground. Hearing an Alchemist going for an unstable concoction, he'll stun himself up in the mid lane. I have no idea why is it doing this. Little problem coming in. Zai gonna get ganked up here on the bottom lane, so the Nightmare gonna start over on him. New mover coming in, Fear already on the Fiend Script, and then Hellfire Blast, broken free. They'll run down south, but Fear is still gonna go down. The Viper up the Nightmare Towers, Zai trying to TP out in time, but will not get there. And this is what we're talking about, where you don't level up your reincarnation. Moon meters at least coming back towards that middle lane now. Arteezy, straight back there as well. Just going to use the static link to force him back off the lane. How looking as far as CS? 43 up against the 73 now. Not the greatest thing in the world for a Dro Ranger. And overall about 3,000 on the net worth. The experience really isn't that much difference between the two teams at the moment. Except the complexity feel the need to group up in the mid. Lasso's off cooldown in 5 seconds time. And you're going to have that Blink Dagger available. Arteezy's already showing himself rather openly. While up on the top lane, masked up Mords as well as like Fear himself being committed to bring down that tier 1 tower. But Lim, he's looking for an opening through the rear. The Wraith King was a potential option, but they just let the tier 1 tower go. But this is just a trade-off. This is acceptable casualties. Evil Geniuses now have taken 4 towers across the map and lost 2 of their own. Sure, that one on the bottom lane was denied, but the towers still have been there. The towers still have gone down.
Tower is under attack.
So up on the up in Roshan, well, that's complexity. It's just a very easy kill. They've got the medallion over on the Visage at the moment. And Moonmeter's the one with the damage output here, especially when you can buff it up with a couple of things helping you out. Roshan, Legacy model belongs to Moonmeter here. We got Viper up for the top lane, Mech Treads as well as Ring of Aquila. With the Yasha also there for the Viper. And Zai, he might wait until he's a full level 11 before he even decides to skill up his reincarnation. Observer was watching complexity's movements everywhere across the map. The Universe continues his farm now on the bottom lane as an Alchemist. He's already up at level 9. His priority, I'm not going to say it's actually really a priority, even though I used that word just then. What he would love to do is have his level 16. He's one of the, like, Alchemist is one of the heroes. I know that's completely redundant statement because everyone would love to have that level 16. But with Alchemist, having that 3rd point up in the Chemical Rage is such a huge advantage during teamfights. Your regeneration goes through the roof. Now he's going to head up towards the top lane to try and help out Fear, who's getting pushed, but the Acid Spray just holds him back anyway. So complexity pushing power. This is the other thing we're talking about during the drafting phase, is the fact they don't really have an army that's capable of pushing the Batrider, searching for an opening through the rear. You'll find both Universe and Fear behind the tower. But his Firefly is wearing off. He's only got himself another 3 seconds of this. The tower's being racked down. The Lycan Wolf is sitting next to it as well. And EG's considering a fight for the moment. There's no concoction being prepped by Universe. It's just an Acid Spray defense. While in the middle lane, you got Zai, who's the man forcing out the lane. He did level up his reincarnation. If he does come to the top lane and just TP directly towards the tower. Yep, on the front lines too. It's got no way to chase up to this. But Razor trying to get Rivali as well. He got one of the familiars out. The Blink Lance is available, going in to get to the Firefly, searching for an opening. Blink Boxing goes on to the Firefly, and now Arteezy blasts up the Master. Force went down, actually blocking in Arteezy. I don't know if intentional by BPZ, but Arteezy can't get out of here right now. Being Fiend Stripped up, there was no sun to kill off the bait, so he couldn't stop that Fiend Strip. Arteezy's actually still having to wait out the entire Mad Serpent Wars. He can't do anything apart from, well, okay, TP yourself in towards the middle and let your team go. That'll be Ryza dying in the sidelines. 3 for the price of 1. The Mass Serpent Wars were obviously triggered. That's easy. Not involved in the engagement at all.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This is definitely a new one. This is definitely a new one. It's now on the left as well. I'm gonna quickly disconnect some stuff and then reconnect it. Your camera's gonna go to the bottom right. I can't control it anymore. All right, are we back in the world of the living? As I'm trying to move my. All right, this might take me a little bit more to figure out what the hell is going on. All right, so that's easy. Pushing out the bottom lane now. His full BKB up and running as well as having another 1,200 gold on him, which is going to be coming rather shortly as well. We got moving from complexity. Coming down next to that rune area. It's a nice little haste rune if they want to try and take it. Hey! I fixed my button. Wonderful. Wonderful. Beautiful. Alright. So, complexity coming up towards the high ground. The smoke's going to break, and then BKB. Turns synthetically, the beam strip will be there, but the damage output's really minimal. Not to mention, he's on 105 points. Fear will come in, trying to actually, the Nightmare will protect. Razor will still be going down. The concoction's unable to hit on 2, and now Fear's actually in trouble himself. That Lycan form cannot get him away from complexity in time. And they go 10-5 on the board. This will be allowing complexity to force out the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And they're going to push hard and fast. Tier 1 tower will not survive long. Especially when the turret range is now up to level 12. So we got a Batrider now with a gem as well, so there's nowhere to hide invis. Not that they have many heroes that are doing that, but primarily. Did I see that right? Yeah, he purchased the gems coming on the courier. Yep.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So he's going to at least have vision of those Lycan walls, which is the primary problem for stopping him from using his blink dagger. So there goes your tier 2 tower down the sidelines.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Gem gets to get delivered. The super tower from EG is still very strong, but that Viper is becoming a beast. 10,000 gold over on him, 3 kills. Only got 4 assists, not a single death to his name. And with 3.6k gold, could be looking at a very quick Aghanim Scepter, could be looking at a BKB, could be looking at many different things for Swindle Melons. They're going to come down to the bottom lane. They can't really find themselves an opening down here, not because they're being watched, just because EG is on the other side of the map. He is farming up the jungle, now going for a Necro Book build. It's a little bit more classic for the Lycan. PPD's only got one level up in these Mass Serpent wards. Sometimes one level is enough. Universe saw him coming in, but because he did that, yeah, it reveals the fact that the Serpent ward's there. The Batrider just comes a little bit deeper to bring it down. And Zai with his Blink Dagger is going to look for an opening. He's got a level 2 ultimate now. So Zai can finally be the initiator that EG was searching for. With Mass Serpent wards also dropping, Zai hiding in the tree lines, they need some kind of opening. And the Bane walking up would have been one of those that have no aggressive observer wards down, just this one defensive one. The tier 2 tower has already taken a fall, leaving only 3 remaining outer towers for both of the teams combined. There's more movement coming over from Complexity. They were spotted for a moment with the last bit of that ward. But the Batrider sees the Wolves coming over too. Attacking him up, going to get rid of him as quick as they possibly can, especially when Moon Meter is walking around with 400 life points. And that does get pinged out. Zai wanted to come over for it, but he won't find the opening. Level 2 Necro Book money now. And half of it away from having its level 3 for the Lycan. One of those things, you don't really have anybody from Complexity that wants to deal with that. This might be a reason to, I'll say that Swindles probably might have been looking into that BKB, but if he ends up Commander style instead. That's Moon Meter into his farm. Helm of the Dominator. To see he's stolen himself 1 range creep, which can do the stacking of the Ancients for him. But as far as buff ups go, you normally are looking for something more like an Alpha Wolf, which just sticks right behind you. Then the damage output of a Drow Ranger really gets, like, ridiculous. Potential Roshan in about 20 seconds time, so we should keep a very close eye on that. Especially now that EG are going to feel a lot more confident to fight. Having a level 3 Necro unit up and running. Having an initiating in Wraith King, who doesn't care about his ultimate going off anymore. Having an Aghanim Scepter almost over on Arteezy. Having Universe, who has finished up a stun, will probably be building into Evan Talbot. And then PPD, no Blink Dagger. In fact, he's only one short of his core mid-game items. But that's still a nice line for EG. When you look on the other side, it is actually going to now be that BKB coming the way of Swindle Melons. Get a little bit of help with the Blink Dagger 4-star. No real change from the items of Batrider for the last couple of minutes. Still having a Blink Dagger 4-star 22 minutes in is exactly what they're searching for. How's Visage looking for his Aghanim Scepter? Alright, so just the point booster left. Probably get his around, I'd say around the same time as Arteezy, as the Razor is a lot faster farmer. But it's still going to be a really decent time for the Aghanims upgrade. And you've already got the 4 points up in the Drow Aura. And her levels are really skyrocketing too. 2 levels away from that 16, the magical number for the Drow Ranger. The 3rd level up in that ultimate. Another huge increase in agility. And Zai just pit butts up. You got a Sun's coming up from him too, so both looking for Heaven's Halberds. With no BKB on this Drow Ranger, the Heaven's Halberds should be really, really effective. For the Viper, of course, he is building the BKB, so it'll be effective before the BKB comes up, but they probably won't have him before the BKB is ready. Now, smoke movement coming up from EG. I think it'll be spotted out by the Batrider up on the high ground, but with no jump abilities, EG can't do anything about this. They could attempt to go in for Roshan, realizing that, well, Batrider has to be fireflied up there for the moment. So the Mass Serpent will drop. They're going to be quick. They're going to be really quick about this. Firefly 1 second away. Millions on the way in. The Guard is pushing back tight. Remember, he's doing it on the top of the valve. Razor will take the Aegis the Immortal. Picking up one of the familiars. Mass Serpent wards are still in there. Rolling him from down the low ground. Hitting into Swindle. If they get that fight, but down he's the bulk of the party. Where is that neck charge? No mana for the neck charge. Beats him out from the base. But this won't last long. It wasn't so much to do really is good. Because the BKB was already up there for Arteezy. Zai will finally die. They get that slow pop up while B will take a double kill. The Bane ticking outside the ad spray. The Shackles from PPD will hold him there. We get the 5 coming up here for the Bane, but already a triple kill in for Fear. An ultra kill in for Fear. And Arteezy fighting his heart out up against that Viper. Pushing him back behind the tier 2 tower. Concoction Stun will fly. The Wolves are right behind him. No static link, but they do have the plasma field. And we're about to see a dieback right now, or maybe not. Swindle Melon's able to get himself far enough away. And EG realizes they're getting him way too deep there. And for all the money which Visage did have, the potential Aghanim Scepter, with that death he drops behind it, not to mention he just had a fresh resummon. But there's no way he can bring his familiars up, and there's no familiars left on the board now. They all got bunched up. So the tier 2 tower will drop.
Tower has fallen.
There's 16 seconds until Necro 3s are up. But they're not going to worry about it. They're not going to force the issue. They're already a long way ahead. They burnt the Aegis during that engagement, but there's so much farm. It's not even a Heaven's Halberd coming in for the Alchemist. He just went straight for the SMY. So we get a brawling Alchemist in this matchup. Arteezy, who should have the attack at him as well. Yep, there it is in the courier now. And he's almost level 16, so that's a level 3 Razor ultimate. Roughly, by the time he gets it, 27, 28 minutes into the game. Very easy way to reach high ground. And Complexity know it. They group up, they smoke up. They will search for their opening. It's not going to be easy, but Batrider might be able to find it. Man, EG, they're not even in position for it yet. He goes, Zai just farming up. He's got another minute until his Ollie's off cooldown. And EG won't really want to fight until that's off cooldown as well. Make sure you can have your Necro units up and running. I think Fear also wants some time to farm. And they realize something is wrong. Everyone's missing from the lanes. And now Complexity shows themselves in mid. Viper attacking through the tree line. Batrider destroying the tree line with his Firefly. And the smoke does break, and instant pings come out.
Radiant's middle tower is under
So they already
attack.
do have vision around here. That one Lycanmorph is right behind the Dro Ranger the entire way. Top lane's being pushed out by the Raid King. It's going to reach the tier 3 tower shortly. EG will fortify their structures just so. That's going to force Complexity to look behind them. And then they'll come out when Complexity try and bail out of here and TP up to defend the top. The tier 2 tower will still drop.
Radiant's middle tower
Swindle
has
Melons.
fallen.
He's kind of straggling behind the moment. The rest of his team's kind of already at the river.
Dire's
And he's going to
top
TP
tower
out. They
is
can see
under
him on the
attack.
sidelines, but they cannot stop his TP. There's the wolf on the other side of the trees. One of the wolves is chasing down the Visage. And the Visage is 4 points up in that cloak. It's going to be next to impossible to kill him off. Now Fears starts his push up the middle lane. Looks like an assault Cuirass. It's his item of choice here. Razor enjoying the Stro illusion. He doesn't want to attack it. It's giving him too much damage. 168 points of it, in fact. Loving life. And then loving the farm on the bottom lane. How are we looking overall? Not a bad fight for EG. For both gold and experience. And there's that Blink Dagger. So that core mid-game item I was talking about, the PPD, now has arrived. And Complexity. I'm not quite sure where they're meant to really go from here. If you can have a lot of farm over on this Dro Ranger as well as Viper, but at this point they can't deal with the team fight. There's just a little bit too much. The Razor's too tanky to bring him down, and he's dishing out too much damage anyway. And then the Lycan, once he actually has, which he does have now, the full assault Cuirass. The armor change is going to also be massive. It's going to make it very difficult, if not impossible, for Complexity just to get their physical damage through. And magical damage burst-wise, they do have a little bit of it, coming primarily from the supports. But there's very few of these heroes that really care about that. You got a Heaven's Halberd over on Zai. You got Ness's SMY plus that level 2 regeneration out from the Alchemist. And even he's building into a Basher right now. They're going to get their control out. They control out in the BKB hero, which is the Viper. Then you can see an opening. Blink, Matsu tries to drag him away. And the wall and the Necro is all being triggered. They're searching for an opening. And he's off the goes into the base. We don't see him with this fight. University is really nailed down by Rimita. But Arteezy still stands in the front lines at Eye of the Storm looking for a target. And this is what I'm talking about why the familiars don't really do that much. They go, nice sun. But they got mopped up by the Eye of the Storm. Rimita trying to run himself away with the guts to be successful. Force up a PPD. Chases up with a Blink Dagger. Puts down the Mass Surfboard. It range that he can attack into the Bane, who now has his dark back of his own. But the bottom racks will fall. All of us really lost. Also like it. A lot of life points. Well, should have jumped him, don't get me wrong there. They got 4 heroes down, and with the lineup they've got, they're going to mop up at least 2 ranks, potentially 3. The Flame Break to sort of slow it down. But EG will take that tier 3 tower. Fortification and Complexity aren't giving this up. They're fighting for the bitter end here. Look for a jump.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
They've taken down the tier 3 tower. With Dro Ranger and Viper both dead, there's just no options for them right now. Not a single buyback is available. They've been double ranks. They only hold on to their top ranks for the moment. Even if they take a really big fight, there's going to be biometrics available for all of the Radiant side. We've actually got, what's this now? A Shiva's Guard coming in the way of the Razor with another still 1,700 gold. So even after buying the next major item, you're still able to have enough money that you can buy back. This is the major problem coming in for complexity. So, 30 minutes in, Basher will get completed over on the Alchemist. Still has a long way to fly up. Fear, up to 2.8k gold after that push as well. We can check through the items as well of complexity. What do we get? A Mithril Hammer, just increasing damage for now more than anything else. But it will go into a BKB, but Moonmeter knows he needs as much damage as he can get during these fights. Because right now he's the only one, unless he's got that aura off cooldown, then the bows do some nice work too. But EG's damage output, you get your Drow aura turned on. EG pop Howl as a bonus 50 euro damage to everybody. That includes the already tanking and stealing damaging Razor. Zai, can he get lassoed? This is a level 3 ultimate though. So even if they do kill him off right now, all it's going to do is waste their time as they come to initiate. At this point in time, just this. I need you to come in. Shiva's got to go. He got the static link off. Didn't care if it was the real one, but they found the real one. And he's dealing a lot of damage. Triggers the BKB. There's no other controlling ability on him. And this will be the Viper. 4-staffed up. I think this is one attack. The Red King only didn't really hit properly. BPD being controlled by familiars, being brain sapped up. The Soul Assumption wasn't being used, but there's still 224 points of damage stolen inside the Razor. About to wear off. The Fear with a double kill. Just walking through the rear, took out the 2 supports, and now just punches through them all. This game is over. This game is GG. It was when the bottom ranks was taken and the mid ranks was taken. But complexity just taking a little bit longer to call it. But the call nonetheless does come out. Game number 1, going the way of evil geniuses. Complexity will have a second chance in just a couple of moments' time. So we'll have ourselves a short break, and we'll come back with game 2 in just a couple of moments' time.